Khushi, In the Line of Sorrows by Basyal Chapter 6, Home and Alone. Silence is the magical music. Rumination, a form of entertainment, but is largely headaching. His temptations are all hazy, grey and gloomy. But he will need to know how to live and laugh. The world is a horrible place otherwise. Whether it is by force or encouragements is the question. He is ready to carve a hopeful, prosperous, and lively narrative for himself. He always had beautiful memories to cherish, and has it now. The problem is that he never valued them until now. He was overindulging himself with gloomy past. No one is allowed to temper his blissful remembrances without his approval. He can open them secretly and enjoy them all alone. But he can't overindulge with his past. He should know there are milestones to achieve. He had orchestrated whole of his life on gloomy notes, probably B minor. But not anymore. Enough is enough. The range of his life is still in sad low notes, but he has set his intentions to conclude it with colorful high notes. The strumming ought to be a little faster, but steady. Life doesn't stop where you decide it to be. It's too stubborn, it keeps moving. He has his ways to evade loneliness. He whistles soulfully, but sings hesitantly. He sings about the nature, happiness, people around, and their goodness and their sadness. Last year, when the happiness frayed, I tailored it with care. The same year my heart broke away, I attended it with love. This year my convictions frayed. How will I tailor? How will I care? Translated from Nepali to English, he sings this melodious song, originally sung by Aruna Lama, penned by Rajendra Thapa, and composed by Ambar. He is not a cynical person, but is neither an affirmative person too. Change is a very difficult process to adapt. He always had those attachments to old ways. At this time too, he is not intended for a complete transformation. He could have such thoughts in his mind. The more you rush, the slower would be the change. There were miseries long before you found them. They will be there long after you thought they had gone away. Change is a process and not an overnight aspiration. He loves long ordeals than short sprints. The young minds he has befriended have certainly pulled a new vigor into his life. They have become his ardent, emotional support. It is visible. And now he seems motivated to act like their father. He is possessive about them. Whether it is a healthy possessiveness or not, but he should have known that he cannot train their volatile self into his ideologies. They will learn about righteousness, wickedness in their own terms and in a very long run. They will fall down and they will stand up on their own. But it seems he is not deterred about his intentions. He wants to be like a big possessive brother and safeguard them from any miseries of life. He doesn't want them to endure what he had. And needless to say, he had failed himself perfectly many times. Maybe this time too. He speeds his work in the kitchen. Splits 3 eggs in a bowl, whisks it with a spoon, and add a little of milk, onion, ginger, garlic, a pinch each of salt and seasonings, fries the battered egg in a pan, a 3-minute of culinary flair, and he is ready with a big round omelette. He is intended for a perfect life, and so a perfect omelette. No more of scrambled eggs. There is a sigh of relief for this little achievement. He knows he will need a deep calmness to walk a long journey. He has composed his aspirations. He will not let himself be happy or too sad. He is ready, hun. Everything is ready. I should now call Baba Hadja and Mamu for the dinner. The wall clock has ticked at 7:15 p.m. His father is a medium-sized ectomorph in his early 50s. He should have gained that little fat around his belly because of poor eating habits. When you drink too much of water during heavy meals, it is a protruded belly that you will have to eventually flaunt. He has a large forehead, but that doesn't have a harmony with the aura he is carrying, which is grey. He should have been a good-looking man during his younger days. But the negativities from his ruined family life that he has been stacking years by years upon his shoulder have made him an unattractive man. There is a large chunk of anger and frustration around his eyes. He has not been happy with the self for a long time. People would assume that he could be angry or rude any time of the day. They might assume he is not a generous person. There is no fluidity in his emotions. His smile is just a bleak of pretense. He is emotionally a barren brown earth. 50s and this selfish hoarder, normally abnormal and abnormally normal, no one is strong enough to bear his eccentricities, crisis, question, arrogance and poison, and that burnout emanating from all the spheres of life. Terrible, he could be the hell for everyone. An identity card that is pinned in his executive suit revels, he is an engineer. Engineer Rajesh Pratap is the director at one of the famed hydropower consultant company. He is certainly at high level of management, but his dress-up sense is very poor and inarticulate. A blue suit with a white shirt and a brown tie. He doesn't look any funny. No one can be this mysterious conservative and cold. His preferences are more complicated than he is. He should have flown his disgust, anger and hatred with the water he works for. He could have entered the house earlier than expected. A long day at work is really exhausting. He takes out his socks very frustratingly, but slowly. As he looks into the mirror, he finds himself old and ruined. He checks his cheek, chin, frowned. The aura around his face has become darker. He looks older than he should be. He looks someone like in his mid-60s. He is thoroughly disgusted when Aakash intrudes his privacy. Sometimes even the creaking of the door could be so annoying that people hurl their anger at nobody. There is a careless enthusiasm in Aakash's face. He was unable to analyze his father's mood. "Baba, I have cooked after a long time. I hope you can smell the aroma of gundruk in the ambience and the perfume of lemon, ginger and chili around me. Come, let's have the dinner together. Let's talk and enjoy as we celebrate the food." He is very enthusiastic, leaks his charisma and innocence. And suddenly, he becomes aware that his requests won't be acknowledged. He can clearly see an ugly denial in his father's face. The ambience has become quite defensive at the moment, as is his passive personality. But he is used to force an executive smile on his face and pacify the situation. "My apologizes, son. I have already taken dinner elsewhere. So you go and have yours. I have a lot paperwork to do. And I will have to wake up very early in the morning. I am attending a seminar tomorrow morning. You enjoy yourself. And how about your studies, son? Is it going very well in your new school?" He seems to be a little bit concerned. "Aakash, I am adjusting with the new environment, but it is going great." "Rajesh, look son, you and your parents are investing so much upon you because you will fail. I hope you will eventually surprise every one of us with a sweet success. Rajesh Pratap wants to be acknowledged for his son's success. Of course, Baba. Have a nightly night son. Shubharatri. He wants to sever chances of any further request or inquiry. He can be irritated all of the times. He tries to make himself as easy as he can be, but very much unexplainable. He is an egotistical person and very burned out at the moment. Whether it is his empathy or apathy, he has a momentary gaze on his son. For sure, he assumes there is a rivalry. He wants to prove he is better than his son in every aspect of expectations, enthusiasm, and respect. He is the senior Shah or the Shah senior. Or maybe it is his way of being concerned. But certainly, his concerns are cold. He could have been raised in disregard or never been taught to be thankful. His body language clearly tells he doesn't need any emotional support, nor he is expecting it. He could have assumed asking for help is as a sign of weakness. Aakash has been aggressively pursuing his newfound enthusiasm. It has made him very assertive lately. A brave will never lose his hopes. He pushes his requests. No, Baba Hajur. You are having dinner with Mamu and me. She shall be there too. No excuses. I know you have not eaten anything because when you are angry, you don't eat. I can read your dry lips. Well, well, well. I have made rotis with aloo ko chukorni, a mix of potato with curd. For Mum, I have fried some bitter gourds and garnished it with coriander and some lemon juice. I have also made gundruk soup. Best of the best. I can't stop salivating. My mouth is overwhelmed with sour juices. Yummy, ha ha. Then there is your favorite omelette, topped with chopped green chilies and onions. I have not tested, but literally drooling over what I have cooked. Ha ha. I remember how we used to devour omelette once upon a time. Hasn't it been very long since then, Baba? Aakash freaks his enthusiasm more than the Shah senior can absorb. And he describes his meal like a five-star hotel chef. Certainly, his father is delighted, and his mouth is watering like anyone else. But this pleasure is just for a blink of the moment, very brief. If someone is able to surrender their egos, it is a pleasurable triumph. So he seems to have overcome his tiredness. He kisses his son's forehead. Sometimes he is so overwhelmed that he can't manage it properly and later ruminates over why he was so vulnerable. He doesn't know vulnerability is such a powerful strength. It is easier to surrender to impermanence than to wear that heavy mask. He is such an educated man, but more cynical than an illiterate. And at the end, he is a miserable person who doesn't know how to be happy. Actually, he and two other miserable people at this house are irritated even at the prospect of being happy. Maybe they fear something untoward as the cost for being so happy. Aakash rushes to his mother's room without waiting for his approval. He is so rushed to catch this little joy of expressing his triumph over this little meal he has cooked. Anyway, happiness comes from celebrating little achievements. Mamu, I have cooked your special delight. Let's go to the kitchen and eat. Hooray! She is brushing her hairs with a little pink detangling brush. And she is positioning herself at various distances from the mirror in order to get a perfect view of her body. Physical image has always been an integral part of women's life in this part of the world. And as most of the women of her times, she is an avid image checker. Her body should have been slim as according to her small build-up and current state of turmoil in her life. But she has accumulated quite a lot of fat under her skin. Her face is flabby and belly is protruded. She is a lady in her middle 40 and had already mothered a boy. Maybe she is an emotional eater and has not been able to curb her chubbiness. But she looks desperate to see a fitting image of her in the chiffon sari. This lady in her mid-40s has got the charm and glamour of a lady in mid-30s despite the weight that keeps on fluctuating. She has too much of healthy or unhealthy fat in her. A big black round tikka on her forehead indicates some of her strong desires and the power and the dominance she can have over people around her. She is as strong confident as the fire, and this is what she wants to be seen as. Violet mascara, chocolate-colored lipsticks, and black nail polish are trying to perfect her influence, though they seem untidy over her whitish-brown skin. Her overall preferences are red and black. They are the colors contrast to each other, but lay the bricks of her foundation. She has got a checkered persona. She is passionate red, but angry. She is classic black, but mysterious. She can be egocentric, eccentric, envious. And she can be mountain cold. Her insecurities can provoke every red and black aura out of her. A married woman can always have the color of her husband and the color she had imparted to her son. She is delighted at the proposal, but the next second she is red with annoyance. She can sulk for no reasons. Will there be your barber? I am not coming. Her denial is furious. Yes, he is there and waiting with a rose for you. He tries to click a humor into the context and annoys her even more. I said if he is there, I am not coming for the dine. Don't bother me, get out. I am already exhausted from a whole day work. We will hit an argument and maybe he beat me up. I don't want to ruin your day and spoil your treat like this, my son. It's best we don't remain close to each other. Fire and ice. We should have decoupled many years ago. But thank you for your effort. You know Mamu always loves you. Believe me, son. I know I needn't panic when you are around me. You have grown old and strong. You can protect me, I know. I love you, my little boy. It is good that you can look after yourself and can cook for yourself. That is great. You have graduated from the lap of your mother, my son. I am very happy for you today. She is a fire and ice in herself. Aakash may not have thought that she could grow this emotional in a blink of a moment. All of a sudden, she was trying to inspire this young man and also gain a little sympathy support from him. And there has been no logic in the parenting skills of Nepali guardians. No one took it as an emotional responsibility of highest sacredness. Someday their home recruits are going to fit in the realistic world to honor their sublime dedication. No one knows when they will get angry or be happy. Their uncertainties of reactions have always stressed and punished their children. They have created a whole lot of cynicism and mystic around them. They have become who they are not and impossible to define. No one has been able to determine whether they are right or they are wicked. And they seem always fearing their rights over their wrong. Thus they look totally unapproachable. A child is free the moment he is out from his mother's womb. And no one can ever claim over their liberty. But they seem to have never acknowledged this truth. And again, her nostrils have become wider, eyes smaller, chest throbbing, and the ambience is heated. Her mood seems to have changed drastically within these few minutes of silence. She seems to have set her mood up tight and ready for a fight. It was always known they were quite not in a normal frame of mind. They sulk into craziness anytime, anywhere. And here she is, the miserable one. Please, Mamu, don't do this to me. Let's go and eat. Food should never be retaliated as revenge. It's a sin when people around the world are not getting enough to eat, or they have nothing to eat. I have cooked a small feast full of your favorites. I promise I won't let any scuffle happen there. Mother, why don't you try to understand me? He will bait me up. She is annoyed, but all of a sudden there is a pool of tears in her eyes pleading for sympathy. And yes, she is anxious, frightened too. No, Mamu, he won't. You already said I am strong enough to protect you. Yes, I am. Please don't utter a word while eating. You would be there for me and not to argue, judge, or react. You can just listen. Dakal sir, my Nepali teacher, says that we have 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to talk. You know you are always scared of him, and to hide that fear you overreact. You needn't be defensive this way. And please, he is a man of his own kind. Don't regret later by judging him now. He is dealing and dreaming in his own language. Remember, whatever he hurls at you will eventually go back to him. Don't be scared. You both want to fight for dominance, and the quarrel begins. You know what happens thereafter. You tried to make things happen in love, and both of you failed terribly. Help him make things happen in our lives instead. Mother, for everybody of us. Mother, I plead you be lovely in love, but stubborn while pursuing responsibilities. And please be kind to yourself, and you will eventually be kind to me and kinder to everyone else around. Don't hate us because you are educated and earning. I suppose you have to reevaluate your life because it is the thickest manual available to you. This assessment will help you start again. Aakash is pleading in a serious but influencing tone. He is the authority now. He has become wiser than he used to be. And his mother seems to be acknowledging this fact through a slight movement of her chin. Obviously, when there is no father, someone has to be the father. Thunderously annoyed, Seema, you are just your father's boy. Get the hell out of here and eat with that smelly drunk. There she becomes paranoid and frantic for no reason. A midlife crisis and her lifetime of insecurities is certainly the cause for her annoyance at the moment. It is on the action. Old, wrinkled, the balding head, and she has lost all her confidence. She is aware there is a gradual loss of her productive essence. Menopause is probably at her doorsteps, and she knows that. She thinks she has no qualities for being an attractive woman. She is a wrecked woman, and this thought has brought more of disappointments. She can attack with her sharp tongues anytime, which is sharper than a sword, can cut you to pieces anytime. She has endured career setbacks, the death of loved ones, and she has suppressed all her tendencies for liberation. Yet she has not readied herself for an inevitable change or to accept it. She knows she doesn't want to physically assault anybody around, and she can't. Maybe this is the reason she has sharpened her tongues. She has become detached, stern, and no way ready for any resolutions. She seems very much in need for changing her lifestyles and uproot her negative thinking patterns. Probably that could make her less remorseful and irritating. And sometimes this hope can be a little crazier, but someone has to give it a chance anyway. Aakash, that's not fair, Mum. I love you as much as him. I have always been there for you, and you know that. I am your son and not a rival. Don't assume that you are unloved. I really don't like your attitude. I love you, but forget me. You ought to be a little warm at least to your son. Tell me, what can I do to make you happy? I know this is all because of your relationship crisis with the father. I am growing young and you are growing old, and probably this is the other reason. But can't we devise a healthier way of dealing with our outbursts rather than fighting to nuts every day? And what we can do is to accept certain things and move ahead. He tries to hug his mother, but she shrugs off from him. She is no way ready to throw her Arctic attitude. She has already jumped into this crisis ring. Aakash is deeply hurt. He can't resist his emotions, and the tears roll down. What happened? What are you, mother-son, conspiring against me? Is the table not yet ready, Aakash? There comes this loud, domineering Rajesh Pratap. He thinks he is the man of the house. Rajesh, again, I bitch. Why are you nagging my son all the time? Don't ever dare to harass him. Seema is outraged. Shut up, you filthy crook. He is my son, Mr. Rajesh Pratap. I have endured him inside my womb for 9 arduous months, and here he is. I am the one who brought him into this world. So get the hell out of here. I am irritated even at the presence of your slippers. She is scared. But with this little confidence of her being the creator of this boy, she thinks that she can dismantle his pride and win the battle. He is untouched, unmoved. He has his claims. Rajesh, you whore. He has more humiliations to shame her than any reasons to assault her pride. He himself is a frail man, but always intended for a physical control. Seema again, you filthy pimp. If I am the whore, then sell me. Let everybody bid upon my carcass, and everybody rip me off. Sell me, pimp. You bastard. I am not your fucking trophy wife. She is this shrilling tigress. She doesn't have a healthy approach to defend herself either. She will pierce her nails into someone's weak point and make him bleed. The battle of words has already begun. Disgracing each other is their weapon of courage. But how long and how far is the question? They are very imaginative in shaming each other. They have surrendered to their egos because they are already hurt. When a tiger tastes blood, or when two koalas have their ego hurt, there is no stopping. Conflicts as such have always been unpredictable and violent. Aakash has always dreaded any sort of clash. He is scared even at the prospect of confronting his everyday problems. He has always become a mere spectator during their exchange of nastiness. He becomes depersonalized, dumb, frail, and totally dysfunctional, even with the exchange of minimum of 2 awful words. There are these acute despairs and suffocation. He has claustrophobia and is wired as such. He is furious over himself for not being able to control everything. There are this immense guilt and a sense of worthlessness during such moments. Am I worthless? Am I this coward? Why do I chew the past so much, so often? I never dared to fight, and this is the real cause of my misery. I have to be a man. He has asked as such question to himself a lot of times in his life. But he hasn't changed or dared to change. He is profusely sweating at the moment. Bang! Rajesh Pratap blows a challenging punch over the face of his wife. It starts oozing blood through a tiny cut on the left cheek. She becomes red with anger and grips his shirt in retaliation. Then there are continuities in their actions, inertia of anger. She tears the collar of his shirt and bites off his right shoulder. Her teeth look razor-sharp at the moment, shining like a sharp razor blade. He growls due to this immense pain. He then assembles all his courage to thunder back slap upon slaps on her face. Again, she pounces back with her piercing nails and pricks him wherever unguarded. She has become this dangerous wild cat. There is no stopping. It is sure the fight will continue unless both have flooded out all their angers and enraged blood. But no one knows when. Aakash stands there frozen. He has become furious, red due to anger mixed in guilt. His efforts have been disregarded, and he looks humiliated. This is a warning sign that his parents should have been careful about. It will cost them. Baba Hadja, O dear father, an address to the father with respect. Mamu Mother Gundruk, a dried leafy vegetable made especially with radish leaves, which casts a sour flavor due to fermentation. Its soup with fried soybeans are usually preferred. Shivaratri, good night. Rotis/chapati bread, plural aloo ko chukorni, potatoes marinated in curd and onions with spicy seasonings. Tika/tika, it is a bindi worn by Vedic Sanatan women to signify their marriage if it is red. The tika is believed to be the spot where lies the third eye.